Hey folks, Dude here. Well, I got a bit of wind noise and it's a little chilly, so I'm going to make this quick, but I'm going to make it, well, very, very appropriate. If we look at the CRX, we are looking at new kicks. That's right, these wheels are actually the period correct rims for this car. Now what's so different about this rim versus the 14-inch, well, next generation body style that was on the car? Well, first and foremost, these are 13-inch. They're not 14-inch. Second off, the tire profile is lower. What that means is essentially I have lowered the gear ratio to where the car should be. Let's just jump over to the passenger side for 1 second here, and I'll show you something else that's kind of pertinent. Okay, if you look at the brake caliper, you'll notice it's been ground on. Why? Because this wheel profile and the brake caliper were not compatible. I put it together, I put it in reverse, and the car just went bleh. I said to myself, something's really wrong here. Do I have a brake locked up? No, but let's find out what happened. So basically, I threw it in first and stalled it, threw it in reverse and stalled it. Just about blew up my clutch trying to figure out why the car won't move, and eventually I did figure out that when you put something on there, the very first thing you should check is the very last thing that you did to the car. Okay, now essentially the way that works is basically the brake calipers were clearanced for probably the next generation of rim. This is the very oldest generation of rim, but this is an SI. That's right, the SI rim was probably slightly different inside, and, well, the car basically said, sorry buddy, can't help you, it won't fit. So I basically had to grind off about, in millimetric parlance, I probably had to take off about 3 or 4 millimeters. In English, I had to take off just shy of 1/4 inch. I'm probably going to have to do some more work on it, because when you put a new set of pads on there, everything steps out further. Is it a deal breaker? No, because I can tell you for a fact, putting these rims on there, this car drives so much better. It actually has a very smooth transition from gear to gear. I don't have to give it as much gas off the line, and it's really noticeable. If you were to drive one of these, this thing's getting a little freaked out because the light changes. If you were to drive one of these with both sets of rims, it would be completely different. And, well, if you guys noticed in my Connecticut video, I was talking about the movie Tron. So let's have another tie-in with something from the 80s. That's right, here's a car from the 80s. I'm always going to have a car from the 80s. And, well, I saw a movie that was based in the 80s. That's right, the movie Tron started off in, oh God, what was it, 1984 or something? I'll put a annotation in there if I'm incorrect. But essentially, the movie Tron was groundbreaking for the fact that they took a black and white movie and they basically hand-drew the illumination on all the characters' uniforms, frame by frame. Very cool looking, very stark in reality, and something that was just very unique for its time period. Now, the movie Tron, whatever they call it now, redo, Genesis, tartar-free, whatever they call the new Tron, I saw it. I saw it in 3D. It was pretty cool. Is it about the coolest movie I've seen with modern special effects? No. Is it a decent carryover from the previous? It's Disney, and it's safe. It's okay. The most groundbreaking effect in that whole movie is seeing a 30-year-old, 30-year-old Jeff Bridges versus a 61-year-old Jeff Bridges. And I think I know the movie that they got the face template from to make him look that young. I think it was probably from Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, the Clint Eastwood movie that he did back in the very early 70s, because that looks period correct. If you look at that movie and you look at that movie Tron, the new one, and you compare the two facial profiles, it looks about the same to me, man. And I've seen both movies. I've seen Thunderbolt and Lightfoot a number of times. I've seen Tron, redo, tartar-free, whatever they call it, the new one, once. Is the 3D groundbreaking? No. As a matter of fact, there was sometimes I was lifting up the glasses going, is this really 3D? Is it really cheesy 3D? No, it's actually pretty cool. The physics on the vehicles, like the light cycles and whatnot, is very realistic. It's very cool. The combat scenes are, well, your standard chop socky. I think they were using Brazilian karate, kind of that style of, really spinny, kicky type of stuff. It was pretty cool. Was it safe? Yeah, it's Disney. Is it worth watching? If you saw the original Tron and you're a child from the 80s, or you're old enough to know that genre of movie, yeah, watch it. If you're young enough to really get an appreciation for the movie, the original Tron, and you want to see the next one, yeah, I would probably wait for it to come out on video, though, because the 3D is really not that groundbreaking. As for the rims on the CRX, they helped. As for the movie Tron, yeah, it wasn't a bad time. I hung out with my buddy in Connecticut, and we had a good old time, and we watched the movie. What else did we do? We drank. We drank a lot. It was good times, and, well, hope everybody has a good New Year's, and, well, we shall continue to endeavor to kick ass, continue on, and, well, take no names, and in part and parcel of the 80s podcast channel, we shall endeavor to be as good as we could ever be in 2010, in 2011. Good times, and here on the 80s podcast channel, you'll my fingers crossing in the field of view, but you're seeing car tires, and I'm talking about movies. Good times. See you, and as always,